MW2 is one of the greatest Call of Duty games ever. Not this one, of course. This one was crap. Everyone hated it. It didn't do anything good. And I mean, apart from this meme, who actually remembers anything positive about MW2 2022? In this video, I'm going to try and do my best to find positive things about this game and talk about them at length, whilst also giving my critiques and my opinion on the game itself. For me personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of this game. I didn't like the beta. I mean, I'm going to put my stats on screen now. As you can see, I didn't play it a whole lot, and I had a pretty shit KD. Now let's compare that to MW3, and you can clearly tell that I've played this game a lot more, and I'm slightly better at it than I was at MW2. As with every Call of Duty's release, there's reviews online, and there's thousands of them. You got to take them with a pinch of salt at the end of the day. The only person that can form an opinion on a game is you, the player. Yes, it's great hearing what someone else has said, but then again, can you really trust a company like IGN when they say this about MW2? Now, I know I sound like a hater, but this game definitely isn't an 8 out of 10. Now, what you got to remember is that the review you've just seen is that guy's opinion. Now, I don't agree with it personally, so I scoured the internet and I looked for reviews, and I actually really resonated with this one. As with the other review, we've got to remember that this is someone else's opinion. Now, for me personally, I really did resonate with it because I didn't feel like MW2 was the most amazing game. It didn't feel enjoyable or like grabbing my attention. It just really did feel mediocre. But then I've been playing COD since the golden era, I guess. I mean, I started playing predominantly in Call of Duty Ghosts, but I did go back and play Black Ops 2 with my friends, and I enjoyed the heyday of Black Ops 3, and Advanced Warfare for me is one of my favourite games of all time. So, without further ado, let's get into the things that I believe were positive about MW2 2022. Now, I don't think there's a lot, so I'm going to keep this pretty short, I guess, but let's talk about the gunplay. As with most Infinite War games of the past few years, the gunplay on MW2 is absolutely amazing. Every shot feels crisp, every gunfight feels different but oddly the same. It's really easy to pick up your gun's recoil pattern when you use it enough. And I feel like that's what sets Infinity Ward apart from the rest of the developers. Now, I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for saying this, but I personally believe that MW2 has miles better gunplay than MW 2019. That's just my opinion, and I've probably pissed off a lot of people by saying that. The next positive is literally my opinion, and like I hold it very dear to me. The gold camo on this game is amazing. It's beautiful. It's clean. It is the closest we've probably ever got to the Black Ops 1 gold camo. It is just amazing. Now, I never got around to doing all the mastery camos. It was usually gold, and I think I got diamond on a couple. I do want to say the diamond camo in this game is absolutely disgusting, and I hate it. But the gold camo is just beautiful. I mean, look at this. It just looks so clean, especially on the FSS Hurricane. I loved it. And I do want to say that the mastery camos, like the final two, I can't remember their names, but they were really nice as well. Another positive for me is that, from what I remember, MW2 released with a handful of good maps. Now, I say a handful because not every map on a COD game is perfect. Let's be real, we always have 3 or 4 maps that we always vote for, when we have voting, that is. But that's what we like to play, and this game is no different. Maps like Al-Bagra, Mercado, Farm 18, Embassy, Greenberg Hotel, and of course, let's not forget the best map in the entire game, Santa Sena Border Crossing. Yeah, maybe not the last one, but still, you get what I mean. Those maps were probably my favourite and a lot of the favourites of the community when the game released. Now coming to the last positive, and it's the one that Call of Duty has got right for so many years now, and that is the content. The content on this game, now personally I didn't like the maps that were released all too much. There were some good ones, there were some not so good ones, but the weapons that we received that we could use and grind and unlock camos for, and then go and use them in Warzone, because we all know that when a new gun comes out, it is going to be stupidly good on Warzone, and everyone's going to come back to the multiplayer, and they're going to play the multiplayer, and they're going to absolutely abuse the new guns, and then the people that play multiplayer all the time are going to get really annoyed, and you can tell that it is now time for the negatives. Now, in case you couldn't tell, I don't like Warzone very much, and that is what sort of pushed this negative, and it's the first negative. It's the fact that the multiplayer on this game, as with all the other games that have been released since Warzone, it feels as if the multiplayer is literally just an aid to Warzone. It is where you go and rank up your guns, and then you leave it until next season when the newer guns come out that are broken and you want to level them up. As a person that has played multiplayer religiously for years now, it felt like, on this game, that we weren't getting the support that we should really be getting for a game we've paid upwards of 60 quid for. You know, it is a lot of money just to be told, well, here you go, here's a product, we're not going to do much to it, go play Warzone, it's free, we're going to support it more. It didn't really sit right with me. Now, the next negative is literally about the weapon progression system. Now, I do not know who at Infinity Ward thought that this was a good idea. Like, it isn't. You have to level up one gun to a certain level just so you can get another gun, and then you have to unlock that. It doesn't make sense. It makes sense, but it's so stupid. It's so stupid, and it's a big part of why I stopped playing MW2, because I couldn't be bothered unlocking X gun to be able to use X gun, which was really good, but I couldn't use that because I was using the really crap version. It was like it was so stupid. Whoever came up with that in Infinity Ward really should have been sacked, because you've got to be really confident to release that, and I want some of whatever they were smoking. Now, the next negative I can think of is the fact that every single update that Infinity Ward released for MW2 seemed to break the game even more. I went onto Reddit to reminisce about the days of old and just remember how bad of a job Infinity Ward did with their updates, and how the spawn update was the absolute worst. I think everyone remembers it. The spawns were bad, but then they got worse. And it seems to be a common theme with all of the new games, especially MW3. I mean, we'll come back in a year and I'll talk about that game. But the spawns got absolutely destroyed on this game because of a simple update. I don't know how they managed to do it. Now, the next negative is a personal one again, and I feel like the maps and just the game in general was very bland, and that seems to be a thing with Infinity Ward. Their games just don't look that appealing. I mean, I love Farm 18 as a map, but it's not exactly the most visually engaging map. And I mean, I understand that Infinity Ward wanted to go down the more realistic route, but come on, man, it's a game. Make it look fun, and that's something that X-Divine, for example, has done really well. The next negative is the movement mechanics. Now, when I came back to playing this game, I was trying to slide cancel constantly, and you've probably seen it in the gameplay a few times. It was so frustrating because we've been slide cancelling for years, and they took it out for this game. And it just made the game feel slower and clunkier and just boring. I'm not saying that slide cancelling was the only reason the game was boring. The game was just boring. But not being able to slide cancel or just move around faster really, really was the Achilles heel for this game. Now, the next negative deserved its own portion, and that is Santa Senor Border Crossing. Now, this is the worst map of all time. I mean, look at that. Who designed that? Who thought, you know what? Let me make a period, like one of those period pads, and put that on a map. I mean, this is exactly what happened every time you played this map. It was unplayable. It was not fun. I never had a single minute of fun on that map, and neither did anyone else. Look at this. No one liked this map. It should have stayed in the bin. But anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed me ranting about MW2, and in all honesty, it was really fun going back and playing it. I wish I played it more and gave it more of a chance, but at the same time, I still hold true the opinions that I've made in this video. Let me know what you guys think about MW2 in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think. I want to know if I'm justified or not. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time.